Hey folks, it's William with All Solar Texas. I got some horrible news for you. This year, the Texas state legislature have just been hammering solar and all renewable energies, but stay tuned in this video because I think I know why. Thanks so much for joining the channel, but before we dive in, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've been checking out our channel long, you know that we specialize in solar education. I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm not trying to talk you into something that you don't need. Just watch our videos to get educated on the product. And then if you think that you're interested in going solar, then reach out to us. I don't go door to door and cold call you and all that stuff. My team is a team of professionals. We're not sleazy salespeople. We're just people that come out of the construction industry that believe in this product and want to do a good thing for our consumers and our customers. All right, so it's been a very interesting 2023 for renewable energies as far as the Texas legislature goes. We have several bills that had come up for voting in the March and April timeframe. It looked very dire for the solar industry. And then in June, when the session started to close out, the final bills actually made their way through and it wasn't as devastating. But I wanted to share a couple of these bills that were very prevalent, and it looked like there was a possibility that they would pass, to see, you know, kind of get your thoughts and perspective on why you may think that solar is under attack here by our state legislature. So the first bill was Senate Bill number 6, and this one actually has some viability. This bill in particular wanted to create a public fund using tax dollars to help support the financing and maintenance operations of existing power plants. Now, most of our power in Texas comes from natural gas fired power plants or fossil fuel fired plants. We also have a huge wind portfolio and solar. Maybe you don't know this, but Texas is the #1 producer of solar power in the entire United States. So we have solar as a very big part of that too, but it's mainly utility scale. That's why you don't see solar panels on every roof like you do in some of these other states out there where solar's been around a bit. But it is the #1. Texas is the #1 producer for solar. Yet still the vast majority of our power comes from fossil fuels and the natural gas fired power plants. So this particular bill looked at providing public funds to help increase the maintenance and provide financing so that these existing plants could get more robust and be more reliable. Senate Bill number 7 was looking at tacking on an additional requirement for solar and wind farm and solar and wind powered plants to guarantee, it would be a credit that they would have to pay to guarantee their level of production. Now this bill didn't pass either, and I don't even know why it was really proposed, because when you think back to Winter Storm Uri, which it was the big storm that knocked out all the power in February of 2021, it was not solar power or wind farms that dropped the ball. It was our natural gas facilities. The valves froze, it got too cold, the temperatures dropped dramatically, and we weren't able to easily access the natural gas to fire up the power plants to keep our electric capacity to meet demand. Our solar farms performed very, very well. So why is it that the Texas legislature is going so hard after renewable energies in these different types of bills? Well, I think it has to come down to politics, to be totally honest with you. For whatever reason, the Democrats and the liberal Democrats have taken on green energy and renewable energy as their foundational platform, which means that when you're looking at conservatives versus Democrats, solar and renewable energy becomes a Democratic platform type of issue. We've got the Green New Deal, and you have all of the Democrats pushing for these different renewable energy stuff, and it all gets lumped into us versus them, Democrats versus Republicans, and it becomes a nightmare for what really is the need here in Texas. We just need more energy and more energy independence and more generation, period. And our stance here at All Solar Texas, I come out of the construction industry, okay? This is an apolitical product. This is a agnostic, politically agnostic product. My customers are on both sides of the spectrum. I get the right-wing conservatives that don't trust the government, don't trust the utilities, and they just want to go off grid and have energy independence, and they're part of my prepper crowd, and I love them. And then you have the folks on the left where they just want to reduce or eliminate their carbon footprint and get down to net zero, and so they want to go off the grid too, and they're great folks to work with as well. And then there's everybody in the middle. So it doesn't matter if you're a hard right or a hard left or someone in the middle, this product is agnostic to all of that. So if you are a Texan and you just want cleaner power, okay, yeah, solar is an option for you. But if you want backup power, or if you want lower cost utilities, so you want to generate your electricity at lower cost, solar is a great option for you. Solar is not woke. It's not part of the, it may be part of the woke agenda. I don't know. But when I'm looking at the product, it's agnostic, it's politically agnostic, and it's really frustrating for someone like me that's in the business, that's trying to get out a product that we need. It's not an option here in Texas. We need this. We have a supply that will not meet the demand. ERCOT has already forecasted this for the summer. We have 3,000 people here moving here every single day. The grid is not getting younger, it's getting older. It's not getting more resilient and more robust. It's getting weaker because of the increased demand on it. We have a generation problem here, an electric generation problem in Texas. We are not interconnected with the eastern and western grid, which means we cannot easily buy and sell power when we need it, which means that we have to generate it here at home, and our population is fast outpacing our ability to generate that electric supply, which means we need more wind, more solar, more fossil fuels, more gas-fired power plants, more of everything. We have the potential here in Texas to be completely energy independent. We could be a net exporter of energy, and yet we're not. And why is that? Because we have these different bills. I haven't even talked about Bill 2015 or Bill 2627. I could go on and on about how these bills are trying to penalize renewable energies here in this state, and I really think it's because the Republicans see this particular topic as a woke topic. It's part of the woke agenda, and it is not part of the woke agenda. Or maybe it is part of it, but who cares? The problem is that we don't have enough supply. We don't have enough generation here. So we need to be looking at this not as a political issue, but looking at it as an existential infrastructure issue. And that's the key, folks, is whether or not you're voting for certain senators to be in, or you're calling your Texas legislature, or you're investing in the product yourself. We need more generation, not less. Solar is an amazing source of generation. We have more sun in this state than we could possibly ever run out of. It is an amazing resource, and it doesn't fail us regardless whether or not it's summer or it's winter. In the summer, we get higher production values. Awesome. But in the winter, it still has a lot of sun. We get a lot of sun, and we're getting a lot of generation. And those solar panels aren't freezing up and not producing like we had some of these fossil fuel powered, natural gas powered power plants where the valves froze. We're not seeing that with solar. So I am for a more robust Texas grid. I am for a more robust Texas energy supply. Let's be a net exporter. Let's turn it all on. Let's bring it all in. Let's produce the type of electricity that we need to meet the demand. Let's invest in grid infrastructure, but let's also invest in our own homes. Let's invest in our own ranches, in our own property, so we can be more resilient. We literally don't really need the grid anymore. It's affordable enough for us to make those types of investments, yet it is very damaging to the product if it's being sold as a woke, liberal, leftist agenda, and it's just not the case. Regardless of where you fall on the political line, this product is viable. It will work. It generates. It allows you to store. It allows you to gain energy independence. It helps us offset the pressure on the grid. It helps make us more resilient and more reliant as a state. The best state in the union, in my opinion. And we need to be searching out more sources of energy, not less, not penalizing it. All right, folks, that about wraps it up for today. I can say that I didn't go through half of the different bills that I wanted to, but I'll put some links in the comment section where you could read up on them. But gladly, none of these bills really made it in their final form. And so we're looking at some very mild legislation that was passed that affected solar and wind and other renewable energies. But you could tell that the mission is there. These folks are gunning for it. I think it's a mistake. I think it's an existential mistake. We should not be looking at these things as political entities or part of political agendas. We just need to be looking at the facts of the matter, and we don't have enough generation here to meet the demand. And we have a very weak grid, and we have a growing population, and we cannot afford to pass legislation that hurts this stuff. We need to be investing in it as a state and allowing and financing customers, Texans, homeowners, business owners to be building and creating more resiliency through solar power systems. So reach out to us, drop a comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Send us an email, text message us. I respond quickly, and a member of our team will get back to you here shortly. Thank you so much, and God bless.